Today, we aren't just talking about a filmmaker. We are talking about a man who conquered the world without saying a single word. Imagine London, 1889. The streets are gray, foggy, and unforgiving. Into this world comes Charles Spencer Chaplin. His childhood wasn't a Hollywood movie. It was a struggle for survival. His father was absent, and his mother, Hannah, struggled with a mental illness. By age 7, Charlie was sent to a workhouse for the destitute. But it was in these dark corners of London that the seeds of his genius were planted. He watched the way people walked, the way they hid their poverty with a flick of a cane or a tilt of a hat. He learned that tragedy and comedy are two sides of the same coin. The birth of an icon, 2 to 5. By his teens, Charlie was a seasoned stage performer. In 1913, during a tour in America, he caught the eye of Mack Sennett at Keystone Studios. The legend goes that one rainy afternoon in a costume room, Charlie was told to put on something funny. He picked the baggy pants of a giant, the tight coat of a small man, the oversized shoes worn on the wrong feet, the bamboo cane, and that iconic toothbrush mustache. At that moment, the tramp was born. He wasn't just a clown. He was a gentleman, a poet, and a dreamer. Within a year, Charlie Chaplin was the most famous face on the planet. People didn't just laugh, they felt for him. As his fame grew, so did his ambition. Charlie realized that to have true freedom, he had to be the boss. He co-founded the United Artists in 1919, giving him total control over his craft. This era produced masterpieces that defined cinema. The Kid, 1921. A heart-wrenching story about an abandoned child mirroring his own lonely childhood. The Gold Rush, 1925, where he turned starvation into comedy by eating a leather boot like it was a gourmet steak. City Lights, 1931, often called the greatest ending in film history, where the blind flower girl finally sees her benefactor. Chaplin was a perfectionist. He would reshoot a single scene hundreds of times until the timing was mathematically perfect. He didn't just act. He composed the music, wrote the scripts, and directed every frame. The great dictator and political turmoil. As the 1930s rolled in, the world changed. Talkies movies with sound arrived, but Charlie resisted. He believed the tramp would lose his universal language if he spoke. However, in 1940, with the shadow of World War II looming, he couldn't stay silent. He made The Great Dictator, a brave satire of Adolf Hitler. At the end of the film, Charlie stepped out of character to deliver a 6-minute speech calling for humanity, kindness, and liberty. This boldness, it came at a price. During the Red Scare in America, Chaplin was accused of being a communist sympathizer. His private life was scrutinized, and his liberal views made him a target for the FBI. In 1952, while traveling to London, he was informed his re-entry permit to the U.S. had been revoked. He was effectively exiled. The final AC Charlie settled in Switzerland with his wife, Una O'Neill, and their 8 children. He spent 20 years in a beautiful villa overlooking Lake Geneva. The world eventually realized what it had lost. In 1972, the Academy Awards invited him back to Hollywood. When the 82-year-old Chaplin walked onto the stage, he received a 12-minute standing ovation, the longest in Oscar history. He didn't say much. He just stood there, teary-eyed, finally home. On Christmas Day, 1977, Charlie Chaplin passed away in his sleep. Conclusion. Charlie Chaplin once said, "A day without laughter is a day wasted." He took the pain of a broken childhood and turned it into a gift for the world. He proved that you don't need a loud voice to be heard. You just need a big heart and the courage to be vulnerable. Whether it's 1924 or 2024, when we see that little man waddle away into the sunset, we see ourselves struggling, dreaming, and always moving forward. Thank you for listening to the story of the man who made the world smile when it needed it most.